cord. And peripheral nervous system has two types of nerves. So first of all, we will define it. So this is the brain and this is the spinal cord. So these both constitute about brain and spinal cord. This is the central nervous system. So this is CNS. Okay. Now the nerves arising from these can be termed as are the peripheral nervous system. Constitutes the peripheral nervous system. Nerves arising from the brain are called as the cranial nerves. And the nerves arising from spinal cord are called as the spinal nerves. In humans, there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. And 31 pairs of spinal nerves. So these both together constitute the peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system has both, that is, they have motor, as they are motor and they are sensory. They are again of two types: motor and sensory. So motor, they bring impulse, they take impulse from CNS to the organ, okay, and the sensory from the organ to the CNS. Okay, so this is the basic difference between. Now the sensory nerves are again of two types. Sensory nerves are again of two types. They are voluntary and involuntary. Involuntary. So the voluntary constitute of about voluntary are the somatic nerves. What are somatic nerves? These are the nerves which arises from the spinal cord. These are the nerves which arises from the spinal cord, and they have single axon. There is no ganglion present, and directly go into the effector skeletal muscles. Directly act on the skeletal muscles, which are the voluntary type of muscles. So this is the skeletal muscles and this is the somatic, and the neurotransmitter which is released here is acetylcholine. Now the second type of nerve, involuntary, are of two types. The first, which has a ganglion towards the organ. This is the ganglion and then goes to the organ. These are involuntary, hence they supply the visceral muscles. we will do like this. They supply the visceral muscles. Then the another second type of these are the ganglion present towards the CNS. And they also supply the visceral organs. Okay, now these two difference, and these has the neurotransmitter in this is acetylcholine, and in this is the noradrenaline or adrenaline. So this is the ganglion में हमेशा acetylcholine ही release होगा. Okay, so these type of nerves are called as the parasympathetic nerves, and these are the sympathetic nerves. Parasympathetic and sympathetic type of nervous system. So parasympathetic nerves are those type of nerves. So पैरासिम्पथेटिक में हम क्या क्या लिख सकते हैं, एक बार पूरा रिवाइज कर लेंगे. तो पैरासिम्पथेटिक, इसके नर्व्स कौन से होते हैं? 3, 7, 9, 3, 7, 9 और 10. So these cranial nerves, these 4 cranial nerves, and then comes sacral nerves. These are the parasympathetic. Parasympathetic are also called as the craniosacral outflow. Craniosacral outflow. Then parasympathetic they are also called as the cholinergic type of nervous system, because they release neurotransmitter acetylcholine. Then comes sympathetic. So sympathetic are of constitute of about 31 pairs of constitutes of about, they are also called as thoracolumbar outflow. So thoracolumbar means thoracic, 5 thoracic, 12 thoracic and 5 lumbar. 12 thoracic and 5 lumbar spinal nerves constitute about parasympathetic type of nervous system. They are called as thoracolumbar, and these are adrenergic because they release neurotransmitter acetylcholine. Then comes, so these are the sympathetic, parasympathetic type of nerves. Now सेंसरी नर्व्स में हमने देख लिया वॉलेंट्री है, इनवॉलेंट्री है, सोमैटिक है. उसके बाद इनवॉलेंट्री में हम क्या क्या देखेंगे? सिंपथेटिक, somatic nerves. Then comes, these are the parasympathetic and sympathetic. These are ANS, considered of about ANS. So here we get the information about ANS, which are the involuntary nerves present, involuntary sensory nerves which transmit impulse from the CNS towards the organ. Okay. Now we will make a chart about receptors. We will deal with the receptors. Now there are, based upon the neurotransmitter or the type of nervous system, that is parasympathetic or sympathetic, there are two types. That is, the first is for acetylcholine, cholinergic receptor. Cholinergic. There are two. Nicotinic and then second one is the muscarinic. Muscarinic arises from R of 5 types: M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, and nicotinic are of 2 types: NN and NM. ठीक है. Then comes कोलिनर्जिक हो गया. अब एड्रेनर्जिक रिसेप्टर. Adrenergic receptor are of 2 types, that is alpha and beta. Alpha 1 and alpha 2, and beta 1, beta 2, beta 3. Now you want to learn their location, sites, and action after release of ADH, एड्रेनलिन. ठीक है. एड्रेनलिन रिलीज होने के बाद इनके ऊपर क्या एक्शन हो जाएगा वो देंगे. तो अल्फा और बीटा जो होंगे वो एड्रेनर्जिक रिसेप्टर में होंगे. उसके बाद जो कोलिनर्जिक होंगे उसमें NN और NM रिसेप्टर होंगे, और मस्कुलिनिक टाइप ऑफ रिसेप्टर आर सीन इन दिस. देन कम्स, now we will discuss about now what to discuss. We can discuss about formation of synthesis of the neurotransmitter adrenaline. The first, phenylalanine. Then phenylalanine then comes into tyrosine into dopa into dopamine then goes into noradrenaline into adrenaline. Okay. So adrenaline mostly in adrenal medulla, noradrenaline into the vesicles, and phenylalanine into tyrosine in liver and this cytoplasm. एंड एसिटिलकोलिन का अगर देखना मिलेगा तो choline formation, acetylcholine, acetoacetic acid, acetone, acetyl coenzyme A, coenzyme plus choline gets converted to acetylcholine. These are stored into vesicles, and these after impulse they are released into the synapse, and they are broken down by acetylcholine esterase enzyme. Done. And this choline they are broken down and then again, so that it sits. Thank you.